See, Turek, your mind, it is like a gun. And you want to load it up with little itty bitty bullets of knowledge.
What's going on, family? It's your guy, Board, the Lucky Libra. Thank you for tuning in to another episode, alright? As y'all can see by the title, we're picking up the signs through the second house, alright? We're picking it up with Libra in the second house. Y'all make sure to tap into my website to connect with the Lucky Libra. Tap into my Patreon where I'm getting to exclusive content, monthly collective reading, breakdowns, and more. Alright, guys? So let's get right into it. You know, the second house is dealing with our value system, monetary gains, our career approach, what we feel like we brought from the past life in order to establish something structured and organize something to build some security in this lifetime. Okay, so is what we value externally, people, places, and things we value externally, and what value we feel like we have to give off service and offer to the world. Alright. And the second house is also dealing with whatever signs and planets you have in this house. You're naturally going to value these things. They're naturally going to be attached to your value system. So when we have the Libra here, Libra's cardinal air ruled by Venus. So that's the thing that Libra and this house have in common. Venus is home here. All right. So we're already influenced by default in the second house to learn how to value and appreciate and love what is it that we feel like we have to use here to build some structured security, all right, or to offer to the world. So for the most part, with Venus here, this person is going to have that. This person is going to have some influence of some self-esteem in this second house. Second house deals with self-esteem. Now the thing is, it's cardinal air. You know, air dealing with logic, air dealing with the intellect, you know, rational thinking, the messages, communication, relatability, relationships. So when you have that in the second house, a lot of people that manifest, this would be my either my Virgo risings, or it could be a Libra rising. This could be Leo risings, depending on your house setup. But with Libra, with air touching your earth houses, it's going to be a lot of collaborations, interactions, networking when it comes to your form of what you're doing within career. Okay, so you have to have a good judgment of people, of who you're allowing yourself to connect to, work with, because not only are you going to be influenced to initiate that, you're going to manifest that. You know, you're going to attract people wanting to work with you, especially once you start getting things in motion individually with air in your earth houses. All right. But you ultimately got to learn how to work with people, how to circulate your shit. All right. With air here. Now, Libra is cardinal air. So when we talk about cardinal, it wants to initiate, it wants to start. This house is a fixed house. It needs to have something in motion. It needs to have something worked on diligently, gradually. All right, in a patient manner, no rush, but it can't be changing and transforming all the time, or starting new things all the time, which cardinal signs are good to start things a lot of the time. So when you got Libra in this house, this person may be real inspired, may have a lot of dope ideas of things that they want to do creatively and whatnot in this second house, but they got to learn how to get cemented in something with Libra here. It could kind of be inspired to jump on the next new idea, next new inspirational idea with Libra here. And you know how that's going to happen? Because it's air, and because Libra is the type to, you know, they're not mutable, they're cardinal, but Libra's the relationship sign, and they lack the sun energy. So a lot of Libras can either copy, be adaptable, and they got to learn to be more original. They got to learn to create shit from their own essence. So Libra in the second house can get super inspired. Excuse me. Libra in the second house could get super inspired by some of the shit it sees other people doing. All right. And they got to be able to understand that. They got to remix that shit on its own. Or they got to be able to understand that it can't just jump into something else based off of how inspirational they see somebody else working on some shit, or how they see something else going on in the external realm. That's very important with Libra in this house. So it takes time for you to understand how to cultivate something here, okay? Because there may be a number of ideas, a number of things you feel like you can do with Libra here. You got air in the second house, you know, ideas fluctuate when it comes to your career approach, okay? Libra in the second house, you may feel entitled to have to include others from the gate, All right. Now, granted, I did say air in these earth houses, you need to learn how to work with people, network with people. But family, you got to be able to set the initiative in your personal life first and build something up at least before you start connecting and networking. A lot of times people want to see some results before you start connecting things to them. All right. Instead of just hearing your idea, your grand idea, or your dream or your vision. So Libra in the second house has to understand that. Libra in the second house is gonna have some creative attributes. A lot of times what they're gonna do, what their career approach is stemmed around is creative things. Writing, poetry, directing, producing, singing, rapping, music, public speaking. Okay, we got that area, communication, something with relatability, a service or something they can connect with others, connection. All right. So a lot of times Libra in the second house, these people can really, whatever they choose to do in career, they could really find ways to connect it to other people. They know how to gravitate people here to what they need to do business wise. Okay. So Libra's definitely gonna have that. That's that Venus energy here. That's that Venus energy here. All right. Now, when we're looking at Libra in the second house, okay, this person has to really learn how to get active and get busy in this house. We know Libra got a little debilitation of the sun here. Okay, so this person gonna have a lot of dope ideas. A lot of dope ideas could stay a little stagnant, a little content with forms of security of where they're at in the second house with Libra in this house. So you got to make sure of that. Okay, Libra in this house gonna know how to network. Libra in this house gonna have an ability to understand how to network, or it's gonna catch huge influences to understand that, you know, things can grow more once it learns how to network what it already built in this house. Okay, this is an in conjunction. This is an in conjunction. All right, so this is Libra's naturally out the seventh house, which is 150 degrees away from the second house. So you know, in conjunctions create minor frictions, minor clashes. All right, overall it's still a lesson. These energies got to learn from each other. So it's like with Libra in the second house, it's learning how to take its Venus energy, aka what it loves, what it appreciates, what it values, and not push it out so much. It has to learn to hone on it, to sink in on it, to understand it, to let it resonate some more instead of trying to connect it, push it out. So that's what I'm saying. You can't just try to feel, you guys, Libra in the second house, can't feel like you need to start things with other people all the time. You need to learn how to start shit yourself, then connect and network and relate it. So Libra here is understanding, is learning that. Libra in the second house is learning how to keep some shit in motion. May not be the easiest thing to do. All right, it's a learning lesson. It is what it is. It's a learning experience with Libra here. But like I said, you got that Venus in common. You got that Venus in common. So self-esteem and belief to do some shit gonna be here. It's more so about the tact. It's more so about the tact, the diligence, the consistency. This house needs consistency, just like anything we want in life to grow. Okay. We can correlate the second house to a garden. All right, we can correlate the second house to a garden, and you plant something in the garden, you believe in it, you let it grow, you don't fuck with it, and you wait for it to blossom. All right, so that's what you got to understand here, Libras. You gotta be hone on to being original in this house. Don't let everything that's going on in the external realm super inspire you to change your whole shit up and start organizing and establishing something with a career approach based off some other shit you just seen. And a lot of the times, you're gonna get sparked off of things in the external realm with Libra here. It's gonna happen by default, but you gotta be conscious of how much you adapt, how much you probably align your energies with what's going on externally. It's very important to understand that. All right. But yeah, these people are real creative individuals. These people really a lot of them do dive into music. A lot of you guys have poetry, music, you write things, but don't even express it or get it out like that much. So if y'all get compliments on writing, on your music, on your art, on your poetry, on your writing, whatever it is that you're doing, air signs, words is always going to correlate to them type of energies. Dialogue, scripting, all of that shit. The more you hear compliments about that shit, you got to pay attention to that. You got to pay attention to that. All right? Sometimes the universe is always using people, places, and things to push us towards things that we're supposed to be doing. And Venus is the house lord. Venus is the house lord. So this person is naturally going to value and appreciate finding ways to build stability, get into the bag here. Okay? You may attract situations. Once again, you may attract situations with others to get to the bag. You got to make sure that any scenarios, opportunities where you're able to get some money with other people, that you don't get content doing something that ain't really got a longevity, any type of longevity energy to it. Something that's not sustainable, something you can't maintain. You got to be able to understand when something's quick and when something you could look at as long term with Libra here. But with Venus here, I could see that you guys can naturally attract that, naturally manifest some situations to make money, build stability, find security based off who you know. All right, guys. So, and you want to know where Venus is at in your chart. Whatever house Venus is at, you need to work with that house for career. That's where the true influence for you to build career is at. That's the house lord. All right, guys. So y'all already know what it is. You got bored like you Libra. Make sure to tap into my website, tap into the Patreon, and connect with the big homie. Until next time, peace.